Poker Dad here. Welcome to part 2 of this 4-hour session. Thank you so much for watching. I appreciate it. Hope the background music works well for you, if you can hear it. Here we have 7-2 offsuit. Unfortunately, nothing to really do with it, unfortunately. It would have been kind of fun. But we'll definitely be folding here. So if you didn't see the first video, we are coming off of a 7 buy-in downswing. Has not been pretty. Trying to finish off the month strong today and tomorrow. I am off from work, so I'm looking to hopefully play 8 hours a day for the next couple of days. We'll see if that actually works out or not. I got a late start today, unfortunately, so hopefully it'll work out. That's my goal, at least. But, you know, real life always finds its way in the middle somehow. Here we have big blind facing a 2-bet from the cutoff. Now with the 3-bet coming in, we can easily fold king-queen offsuit. Here we will fold 7-6 suited versus the cutoff open. Queen 2 we can fold on the left. And if you missed in the first video, I'm playing 2 tables because of my 7 buy-in downswing. I wanted to slow it down a little bit here and just refocus on playing my best possible game here. Jack 8 will definitely raise this up here from the button. So that's why I'm playing only 2 tables and just slowing it down, at least for this session. Just to make better decisions, better thoughtful decisions. Obviously here we will fold to this 3-bet. No read on this player at all. Although we see the open limp here, so that tells us a little more than we need to know. Interesting raise here, and of course you get a call. I mean, it was an interesting raise. I mean, so we know he has something probably like in the 8, like some kind of ace, or just some kind of like solid hand, suited hand probably. A hand is too good to limp behind. Throws out the c-bet and gets the call, which is really interesting. Expected to kind of get a donk bet here, and yeah, he might have been c-betting a lot of his range, and a lot of these times, you know, normally a donk bet really is a weak play, but I notice here in Global Poker, the donk bets are usually for value because they just don't realize that they shouldn't be doing that. Another open limper here, so we can mark him as a recreational player. So this table is okay because we have 3 recreational players at it. Not amazing, but great. This table is much better with 4. So let's see what's going on over here. He open raise and Habanero 3-bet him. So it's interesting, this guy's been open limping here. He min raises. Curious to see what that means. Of course, you know, a min raise is really inviting a multi-way pot. Half pot bet here. I mean, it really feels like he's probably got an overpair here, since he did open raise it, and he's been open limping. So it means it's a pretty strong hand, probably an overpair. And a decent overpair, of course. He does it again, so keep an eye on that. If it all goes dollar round, we can definitely call this here with the potential flush draw, but when we get a 3-bet there, we can fold out of this. Here, Queen 8, we're definitely going to raise this up, suited. And we get middle pair here. Ace over here, of course, we don't love, but I'm going to definitely just throw out a bet here as a feeler with, well, actually, we got third pair also in this spot. No spades as well. Third pair is really actually going to be a check here. We can call it depending on the size of his bet. Unfortunately, the 10 comes out. Not great. Makes our hand even worse. Although we have a gut shot. This here I'm going to fold. And, I mean, definitely interesting here. See what kind of bet he throws out. To see if we just can bluff catch it, possibly. Half pot bet. He could always have a 5 here that he's betting with as well. He could always be bluffing. Wish we had some clubs, but I think we definitely have to call this here. And he had a pair of 10s. So it's interesting that he decided to check the turn with a pair of 10s. I'm not really sure I understand that. So we'll make that note. At least we are able to gain information. That's the only good thing about calling in a situation like that, is at least you kind of get to gain information there. Here from the button with 6-2 suited is going to be a fold. Uh, 7-5 suit here, we're going to fold. I'm just actually just posting something on Instagram. A6 here, we can fold. Ace-5 offsuit will fold. King 9 here in the big blind. King 9 suited. Get the limp there. If this limps through, I'm actually gonna bump it up to take some initiative here in this pot. I'm sure we will do. What's nice is we're in position here. Unfortunately, the flop is pretty dead, and he has got no money behind him. So we'll definitely just be checking here and hope to see a king or a 9. We get neither. Not really too interested in fighting for this pot here versus this guy. Plus, this is just so good for his range as well. We'll just check behind. And we'll just check here and hope to take it down with king high, I guess. Or he had 2 pair. Again, this was great for his range, so definitely weren't going to mess around with it. And I don't think he ever would have folded that 4. Really not a spot to bluff. Interesting he just doesn't decide to shove them all in here. 10 comes out now. If he had a queen, now he's going to be a little in trouble. That's why he's going to check here. See what this guy does if he just shoves himself all in and see if he decides to call. Interestingly not. So you could say he most definitely does not have a 10 here. Expect him to bet again. He doesn't, so wonder if he was just on a flush draw. So he had the queen. Okay, a7. I guess he had, what do you have, a backdoor, he had a backdoor flush draw, so that's what he was c-betting with, which is okay. Nothing wrong with that. Here, this is actually a pretty good spot to c-bet. Good chance this guy does not connect to this board at all. Queen 8 we can fold. 2-3-2 board is really not many combos that he's going to have. And if he has any of those, of course, we're crushed, and it's very unlikely. So I'm just going to put this here, even though it's pretty standard play. I like to know that he's capable of it. I should actually just make a note, backdoor, not flush draw, because maybe he's not doing that with another suited card. Just a good read to have to know that it's a standard play. Ace 8 offsuit, Ace Jack offsuit. We're definitely going to open it up from under the gun. I would expect to have a multi-way pot here. Here we got a raise all in from this guy. So the problem here is this guy could easily call this here. Definitely an interesting all-in spot, but the problem is with being out of position versus this guy, and this guy could still call it. That kind of has me concerned. And under the gun, facing a 3-bet from the button, really just to be a fold anyway, so we're just going to fold out of this hand. And here, see, he does call. He went all in with Queen 8 offsuit. He's actually going to take it down. Wow, with 2 pairs. All in pre-flop. Whoops. All in pre-flop with Queen 8 offsuit. And I had a feeling that he had nothing, but my concern was really this guy here. Because I've seen this guy play before, and he's kind of reckless. But oh, and preflop a Queen 8 offsuit. He would just check this, of course. So see, hitting like 9-8 offsuit, I'm actually okay pushing, just flatting there. If it was a limp pot, but of course here I'm going to fold to the preflop razor, of course. King 9 will definitely bump it up here, but again, to the limp here, this doesn't really make so many good 5-card hands, so we'll fold out. I could have limped through, like again, like if it was like a hand that has some more connectivity to make a decent 5-card hand. Queen 8 we can fold, Ace 8 we can fold here. That's the one thing with the multi-way pots is, it's better to play multi-way pot with a hand that can make a 5-card hand as opposed to a paired, having a pair. It's so much difficult, it's really difficult to make a set. I mean, well, 10% of the time you can make a set, of course, but it's just, in a multi-way pot, you're better off having hands that can make 5-card hands, like flushes and straights. So here with second pair, definitely something I could definitely throw out a c-bet with here. Even though I'm in the middle position, I could just take it down right here. Unfortunately, he raises all in, and we know this guy's kind of crazy here. On this kind of a dry board, there aren't many... I'm almost inclined to call. I'm actually going to call him here with second pair, believe it or not. Because this guy could just be doing this with anything. And yeah, he was doing it with a pair of twos, so this is kind of a gift from this guy. Just because there were no draws out there, I felt like it was just an okay play to call there. Also because we've just seen this guy go all in with Queen 8 offsuit. He's definitely very versatile to be able to make that call. A different player would have been a different situation, but we've seen the way he plays. Plus, I played with him last night too, and he was definitely a little versatile to say the least. Again, this is the nice thing about playing 2 tables, is to be able to keep track of stuff like that. And playing 4 tables, that's a little bit tougher to see that a player is playing like that, because you can't keep track of the players playing 4 tables when you're not involved in the hand. Where here, when playing 2 tables, you can keep track of the other players and kind of see what they're doing in the hands you're not involved in, which is pretty beneficial. Actually, very beneficial. Interesting that his raises guess it's like a little bit over 3.5x approximately. The 7s here, we can bump this up. kind of missed what happened there. I didn't get to see what happened there. Not a great flop, of course, with in a multi-way pot. Interesting spot here. Alright, so this makes it a little bit easier. So we make this $2.50. Definitely going to fold out here. And we'll take this down with the kings. So he limps, he min raises from the big blind. So he's got a hand that's decent enough to do that with. See if he throws out a c-bet here. He does half pot. This guy's going to call because this guy's kind of a calling station. In fact, we could pretty much, I could list him as a calling station. At least on the flop. Here we have king 5. I believe this is going to be a call from, versus small blinds. It's actually a 3-bet, which is interesting. And versus reg, I kind of actually like it. So let's do that. Nice little 3-bet bluff here. Obviously we'll fold to a 4-bet. He calls it. Pretty good flop here, actually. Definitely going to throw out the c-bet here. Good chance he's missed. And we take it down. There you go. I like that. Something a little bit different. King 5 offsuit. Complete, complete bluff. But, he's going to definitely put me on, when I make that kind of bet, he's definitely putting me on an overpair there. Here we can fold. King 10 off, we could definitely call here. Multi-way pot, this is fine. We could always make a nut straight, so. Here now, we could easily fold out of this hand. Ace queen suited from the small blind, king queen suited from the button. So 2 interesting hands here. We do expect him to call. He calls a ton. Hopefully we can hit a good hand versus him. He doesn't call. Alright, that's fine too. Never have any problem taking any hand down, even if it's pre-flop. So what's his aces? I like to at least play aces. Here we get multi-way, top pair, which is good, and backdoor flush draw, which is good. Definitely gonna throw out a c-bet here. Interesting spot here. I mean, 2 pairs is always possible, so I'm not gonna raise it. We'll just call it. 9-8's always possible with 2 pair. See what kind of bet she throws out now. $2. Definitely no problem betting again here. I mean, she could always have a worse king as well. 2 pair is definitely my biggest fear here. She also can get a straight with, no, the straight's, she could have an open ender here as well now too, which is possible. Maybe she did hit a straight if she had an open ender, but we got to call it. And we'll just check behind. I'm very curious to see what she was betting with. Just a pair of 8s. All right, so she donked out twice with a pair of 8s. So we can definitely take note of that. Donk. That was, I believe, that was 3rd pair actually. So okay, donk, flop, and turn with third pair. Good to know. Means we can float her wide on those donk bets. Even, you know, possibly, see, I don't know if she would have called the raise, but at least we got, you know, gotten a decent pot there, you know, taking advantage of that. Here in the middle position, king jack offsuit, I'm going to fold with this situation. Here, obviously going to raise up queens. All right, here we go. Got the overpair, so definitely gonna throw out a C bet here. Make it $2 with a flush board, with a potential flush being out there. He raises us here. I mean, he could definitely have a set of sevens, set of twos. Could have a flush draw as well. Definitely gonna have to call this, of course. 3 comes out. Bets 9. Still could definitely be doing that with a flush draw as well. Doesn't really have any 2 pairs, so this set's really what I'm most concerned about. And this pretty much confirms that he was probably betting with a draw. So we'll just check behind, of course, and we'll take it down. He had a pair. Okay. Here we're just gonna bet this here with top pair. So let me just. I'm gonna fold out of this one hand. I just want to kind of figure this one out here. So he was betting. I want to just take a look at his hand just to make a proper note on what exactly he was donking with there. Here we can bet this ace 5. I'm going to be looking off screen to see what pair that was. Kind of making the whole system go slow here, I know, but it's just important for me to make a proper note. This here, I'm going to check. I could check call it. Could improve. The hand could definitely improve here. And it does improve to a gut shot. A couple different gut shots, so obviously a 4 would be great. Actually a 4, 2, 3, 4. Yeah, because we have a 5. I'm definitely going to call it here. Don't need to. Get top pair, so we just check call it. It's 5-6 in this spot here versus small blind. 5-6 offsuit we can call. Nothing really doing here. The first chance I get, I'm going to just take a look at what happened on this. As soon as I have no hands going on. This I could easily fold out. Interesting that he flats in a small blind. It's a weak play. Here we get the nut flush draw on a paired board. Don't love the paired board, of course. But definitely going to throw out a C-bet here. Just make it cheap for myself with a half-pot bet. If he raises it, we'll definitely call. Don't improve. We'll just check behind here. Get the free card. No dice, so we'll fold any bet here. We could possibly just even take it down with our ace high, so no reason to bluff here. And he has a full house, so there you go. Unfortunately for him, we did not bet. Fortunately for us, we didn't bet. So let's take a look. I just want to see what he was donking with. I'm looking on the other screen. I'll let you guys know what happened. I remember he had 9-8. So he had 9-8, so 7, 8, 9, 10. So he had an open-ender straight draw. Actually, okay, so he C-bet, and he raises open-ender. Okay, that's normal. And then he donked the open ender on the turn. And then when he missed the open ender, he checked. So again, more great stuff you can do when you're only playing 2 tables. You have time to be able to do these kind of things and make the proper notes on the players. Because without a HUD, you need to have proper notes, and it is definitely hard to take the notes on 4 tables. That's for sure. And even though how he played was very standard, it's important to make note of that, so we know that okay, he's playing a standard line, which he played that perfectly fine. He could have tried to bluff, but he chose not to as well, because and actually probably better if he didn't bluff, because he did at least have a 9, and I probably could have gotten value out of him, but I didn't see the value of betting with the queens either. Even though I probably could have bet for value there. Here I'm definitely going to fold to the 3-bet, even the weird min 3-bet. And in fact, we can actually label him a recreational player. We got ace-5 suited here in the small blind. Definitely going to bump it up. And won't matter. Alright, so this guy actually, let's just take this. He's not a recreational player, because here in the button, in the limp pot, Jack 10 offsuit, they actually bump this up. So we're in a good seat, definitely in a good seat here. I haven't quite grasped yet anything about this guy yet. Definitely have to keep an eye on him. This guy we have is a reg, but actually, alright, so wait, hang on. This is a huge 3-bet here. So normally this would be a call, but I don't really know what this means here. And with it being offsuit, and such a gigantic bet here, I'm just going to fold this up. I mean, he's 3-betting there about more than 5x. So he's almost 6x there. So this actually I can call in the button. That's something I haven't normally done, but definitely something interesting, just based on the ranges I'm using. Of course, we miss, unfortunately. But, this isn't really great for his range either here, unless he had some kind of suited cards. Definitely something I could just throw out a bet here. I think I could steal this here. This is so much better for my range than his. And we take it down. 10-3 we can fold. And that's definitely something I could do versus a thinking player like him, he's a reg. Better to do it versus him. We have some fold equity versus this guy, as opposed to if we were doing it versus a recreational player. Recreational player, I think we would just check behind there and hope to hit a card. 6-2, of course, will fold. I have this player labeled as recreational player, but he seems to be actually pretty reggish now. This we can fold. I must have seen him do something at some point, but I think this table we can pretty much get off of. It's pretty reggish at this point. They're all regs here, so next big blind we're gonna get off this table. Even though I like my stack here. So here I'm in the big blind. I definitely would like to. I would definitely like to isolate here. Get this guy. See if we can get him to fold. And just take this guy heads up. Habanero calls it. He's going to probably call it now too. And we'll just hope to hit a set. He doesn't, which is great. No set, unfortunately. Out of position here on this particular board. It's an interesting spot. Let's check it. But I'm definitely going to call. The same thing. I'm going to check call this here. And same thing. So I'm going to fold. Alright, we just take it down with the tens, which is nice. Ace king, we can 3-bet here. Yeah, we're definitely gonna be getting off this table. It's too reggish. Yeah, fold out of here. Here we're gonna definitely raise. As much as I love my stack size here, this table is just, there's just no recreational players here to be playing versus. So this is small blind versus big blind. Ace king suited. We definitely want to bet again here. So E17. We'll make it 16. Get an ace, which is really nice. Definitely just going to throw out a bet here. This is an SPR pot, so we're just going to go all in. And we'll take it down. Alright, let me get another table. Again, something much easier to do when playing only 2 tables, to notice those kind of things. Maybe I should just be playing 2 tables, where I could actually play a much smarter game and not a rush game. This table looks like it could be interesting. No, I don't like this table. No, it's pretty reggish too. See if I can find a good table here. This table looks okay. We still have a recreational player to my right. Also, much easier to table select when you are only playing 2 tables. And table selection is so important. This could be a way to get back on track. Let's hope. Let's see what this guy's about. Although he min raises, which is interesting. Having this guy on my left, I haven't really noticed him too much yet. He's on 2 tables here too, but he's also short stacked. He's not short stacked, maybe he's not topping up. So actually, that puts him down as a bad reg, because he should be topping up in that spot. Which makes me worry a little bit less about him. And 10-7, we can fold this. The music's not bad. I don't think the music's that bad. It's pretty good. The YouTube playlist. Hopefully, hopefully it's there's no copyrighted music on it. I don't think it would be because I think it's why it's called the YouTube playlist. Supposedly it's like for YouTube vlogs, so we'll see if you guys can actually hear it when I play this back later. I'm curious. Here, ace four offsuit versus the cutoff open. We can fold. You know, he just might have his top up set to like just a certain amount. Sometimes, you know, because you can do that too. You can set it like 95 big blinds. You can set it for. I mean, obviously, I always want to have 100 big blinds, so I just do it manually. So like when he's down to 47.50, maybe. Still, I mean, I guess you could do that if you're a reg still, but I got to see a lot more out of him. He did just. Oh wait, he just open limped. Okay, there goes that question. Definitely a recreational player because he's open limping from under the gun. So now we know for sure. Here, multi-way pot with the fours. We're just gonna check through here. I've been thinking about changing my avatar. I like these ones here. I kind of like those avatars. They're pretty cool, actually. All right, so here we'll make this $2.50 with two limpers. Yeah, I just will. I refuse to ever call something like this because it's just so fishy. Like he limped it, but yet he wants to raise it. It just makes no sense at all, and I just really have no idea what the hell something like that means. It's something I really should do some research on, and like, what do you do in that situation when somebody limp raises? I mean, it just screams like some kind of stupid trap, you know? Like somebody like this guy's limping with aces. King Jack will open this one up from middle position. And easily can just check back on this one here. Not much happening. You could even take it down with king high. It's quite possible, unless he paired the board somehow, which he did, which is fine. Here we are in the middle position with king 8 suited, which should be an open raise. And ace 9 here would be an open raise. And we miss here, so we're definitely just going to check back. here we hit a flush in a limp pot. It's always kind of annoying when that happens, especially being out of position. So we're just going to check to him here. Now it's even worse, you know. I mean, we're just gonna have to check, unfortunately, and you know, hope he doesn't have a king or an ace. There's really not much we can really do here. It would have been nice to see him take a stab at that 8, of course, but you know, it's just not much we can do there in a limp pot, unfortunately, out of position. This table is dying quick. This guy's a reg. But we got this bad reg here, and we're sitting in a good spot next to this guy too, so we're not going anywhere on this table because we have this guy sitting next to us. And, you know, he sits out. So, that is appetizing. He leaves. We'll see who sits here. But obviously this table just got not so great because we got 3 regs here, 1 recreational player to our left. We'd rather have him to our right. Let's see who sits down. Here we have an open-ender. Definitely want to throw out a bet here. I'll see what this... Alright, so this guy's a rec player. That's good. Coming in short stack like that. So at least we got a rec player sitting here to our right. You know, so it makes it a little bit better. Jack 8, we're definitely going to bump up here from the small blind. I love this avatar, by the way, because it's the Grinch. It's really awesome. It's too bad I wasn't playing on Global Poker this winter. I definitely would have. I would definitely have tried to get this somehow. I don't even know how you get it. I wonder if you had to buy it with gold coins or if it was like from their tournament. It can queen offsuit from the small blind. We are 4-handed here, so this is going to definitely be a 3-bet. Or just a $2 bet. Yeah, so I mean, this is something here, king, queen, ace. I can actually throw out a bet here. No problem throwing out a bet in that spot. We do have some kind of connectivity there to a nut straight. Queen 10 definitely can bet that here from the cutoff. But of course, we'll definitely fold to that 3. This guy loves his $7 3-bet. I guess, is that the pot button making a $7 3-bet? It's kind of annoying, actually. It's such a huge 3-bet. It's so uncallable without something really, really good. I don't like him being here, of course. And I don't know what the hell that bet means either. Oh, maybe he's leaving. Nope. I would have been okay if he wanted to leave. This guy in his min raises. I put him as a reg only because he plays multiple tables, but yellow means he's a bad reg, so he's not really playing. You know, he's not a good player. Queen 6 suited we can call here. Even a multi-way pot is fine. It's a good hand to have in a multi-way pot. Unfortunately, we don't hit any hearts, and this guy is going to donk out. So, I mean, this is easy. Easy fold. Interesting. Huh. So he donked out with top pair, okay, and he had a set. Unfortunate for this guy, and he knocked this guy out. He's the only reason I'm at this table. You got him before I can get him. You jerk. Ace 5 here, definitely gonna fold this up. If he does one of those crazy raises again, I'm actually gonna get off of this table. Yeah, this guy's a pain in the ass to have sitting on my left. I'm just not even staying at this table anymore. The table has a bunch of regs, and this guy is just constantly 3-betting me. I just don't want to be. In fact, I'm just going to make a note here. High 3-bet, so I know getting on a table and, you know, going forward is not something I want to deal with. I'm actually going to take a short break. I'm going to take a short break when I hit the before I get the big blind on this table here. Just go to the bathroom before we start video number 3. But I'll keep the video running in case anything interesting happens at this table before it's before I sit out. Nothing happens here, so I'm going to end this part 2, and please join me for part 3. And again, if you like this, so do me a favor and please subscribe. And part 3 coming up.